And a very good evening. So here we are, we're on episode 2, and we're going to do a few more lessons. Well, hopefully, I have not got a clue as to how difficult they are, how long they're going to be. It's all new territory. So, yep, just been an update. I haven't downloaded it, but it's got the new USA update, World Update USA. Ooh, just looks wonderful. Oh, some great stuff. There's the St. Martin airstrip, which I might actually have to take off and land at, because that looks very cool. On a little Cessna, that'll be fine. We can just skim over the beach. Superb. Is it in St. Lucia? I think it is somewhere. Yes, one of the Caribbean islands. Alright, so let's get stuck into our training. So we're on training number 3, takeoff level flight. Oh dear. Alright, so there's nothing like the thrill of taking flight, a training session dedicated to getting you off the ground and flying straight and level. Taxi into position and take off. Manage attitude and power to fly at different speeds. Accelerate, decelerate at a level altitude. Okay, and refine aircraft handling skills. 7 minutes. Yeah, right. 7 hours. Alright, let's fly this baby with Jess. Okay, so 55 kilometers, we'll take off and then we'll go off at 75 kilometers. The angular difference between an aircraft's axis and the natural horizon. Use the rudder to align the slip indicator to counter the left turn. Oh dear. Practice missions teach new techniques, but you'll need to practice on your own in order. Well, let me read it. I give up. I just should give up. I remember rightly when I first had this on my laptop, I would hardly run it. I had trouble getting the brake off, so we'll see. Might be faffing a little bit here. All right, here we are.
There's an old saying I like. A mile of road will take you a mile. A mile of runway will take you anywhere.
Okay, thank you, Jess.
Taking off isn't hard, but there are a few key points to remember.
Okay.
First, we always take off into the wind, which won't be an issue on a calm day like today.
Oh no.
Second, before we enter a runway, we always make sure it's clear.
Right. Okay. Focus on runway, press 1.
Everything looks good, no cross traffic. Go ahead and taxi into position.
Okay.
The rudder pedal should make steering the plane pretty easy.
Alright, okay. So control and num decimal. So if I do control, it hasn't really done anything. Alright, so you have a control. Lovely. Align the aircraft, so we want to throttle up a bit. And then we want to, I can't remember, hang on a minute, I don't remember. Alright, oh bugger. Oh, it's these keys. Alright, we're there, ladies and gentlemen. I can't remember which the brake is.
Not quite ready to go there yet. Let's get back in position and try this again. Alright, let's do
Failed.
this. Apply full power and I'll walk
Oh,
you through the takeoff
come on. I wanted to line it. Alright. Oh, that's a bit of a peen. Right, okay. Increase power. And then we use the... I think, right. So it's that one. Why didn't it say that before?
Stay on the center line and keep pushing power until you reach 55 knots.
Okay, so we're on 40. 55 is coming up.
Now gently pull back on the yoke.
Here we go.
Line up the top of your instrument panel so it's a couple inches above the horizon. That'll
About
pitch us
there.
up and set a good climb attitude. And we're airborne.
Lovely.
Focus on flying straight. Use your rudders to keep the runway heading of 210 degrees. Maintain 75 knots and we'll reach our
210.
target altitude
All right.
at 5,500 feet in no time.
I don't get this. This is rubbish. Okay, so we climbed to quite a distance, so I don't want to get too high. Alright, so we were quite high up anyway. Okay, so it's 210, lovely. Keep going up a little bit more. Looking good, ladies and gentlemen, looking good. So we're nearly there. Oh, we'll just ease off a little.
5,500 feet.
Lovely.
A nice safe altitude for part 2 of our lesson.
Okay.
Straight and level flight.
Yes.
First step here is adjusting our attitude.
Alright. Use yoke to straighten plane.
We're
Okay.
in a cruise attitude, pushing max power. To stay level at our target altitude, let's start by easing the throttle back to 1,800 RPMs. You probably noticed, to maintain altitude, you need to pitch the nose up.
Yes.
You could just keep pulling on the yoke to hold steady, but that's not really a precise means of control. Probably better to adjust your trim wheel until you don't need to
Don't
push
remember which
or
one the trim
pull on the
wheel
yoke.
is. I think it.
Drag the trim down when you need to set the nose up. Drag it up to set the nose down. Try adding trim to keep us at 5,500 feet without increasing throttle. If you feel our pitch slipping and need to get back to the proper attitude, don't worry. Just
Alright,
pull on
so
the yoke, then dial in the right trim.
So I'm just going to lift this up a little bit. So you get to 55. I'm going to cheat a little bit. It's harder than you think, isn't it? So just get that to 55. And then okay, so we're sort of getting there. Alright, so let's just reduce this down a little bit. Look this out, let's just try this.
The way I was taught, when you adjust the trim, you make rough changes at first to remove pressure on the yoke. Then small adjustments
Yeah, I
to
got
find
you.
the perfect setting to keep your desired attitude. That's the key to straight and level flight. It saves you from constantly pushing or pulling on the yoke. And that gives you more time to enjoy the ride. If
Alright.
you want more practice using the trim, go for it. Whenever you're ready to pass the controls, I'll be here.
Alright, so I think we're almost there, aren't we? Just to see if this comes back up. Okay. Yeah, is that gonna come back down again? Yeah, that's pretty good. Pretty good, ladies and gentlemen. Pretty good. Alright, abysmal. Okay, Jess, it's all yours. Wow.
Okay, I have control. Hope you enjoyed the lesson.
Oh, that was stressy. Might be practicing that one offline. Alright, I'm surprised it let me get away with the taxiing. Okay, so it's 4 minutes. Okay, the next landing. Oh my lord. Okay, so we'll try this one. Landing. Oh dear. So 65 knots, and then we come in for a land. Okay, to land, the airspeed and rate of descent are reduced, so the plane descends at a low, while maintaining the same altitude. Reducing the throttle will lower your altitude. To land the airspeed, blah 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 blah. Yes, I'm not going to read it because by the time I get halfway through, it's changed. The stall speed increases with bank angle. Right. Okay, here we are. I'm quite nervous actually.
My first instructor used to say the best part of flying is landing in one piece.
I bet.
The man was a terminal pessimist, but
Right. So there we are.
Today, you're in charge of bringing us in for a safe
Are we in
landing.
control? We are.
We've got clearance for a straight-in approach, so we don't have to complete the standard traffic pattern. And I've already set us up in landing configuration at 65 knots with 10 degrees of flaps and idle power.
Okay.
We're on the glide slope now. Maintain speed around 65 knots. Change your pitch if you need to, and keep your aim point on the runway number. When you're targeting the runway number, you want to keep it steady in your sights.
We gotta go. Yeah.
If it looks like the number's moving up in your windscreen, you're coming in low.
What number?
You'll need to add a bit more throttle to get back on the slope. If it looks like the number's moving down in your windscreen, well, then you're too high. You'll need to add flaps to increase your rate of descent, but you'll also need to push forward and trim to change your attitude and maintain the same speed.
Extend flaps for landing. Press 23. Okay, so that's that. Control. Control 3. Oh, I can't remember. Control C. Right, that's it. 23. Oh dear. Not that one. 23. Alright, so some flaps here. Did I just reduce the flaps? No, they are down.
Keep your aim point on the runway threshold. When you're 10 feet above the runway, it's time to flare. Once we pass the threshold, shift your aim point to the end of the runway. Then, pull back slightly on the yoke to aim the nose just above it.
I don't know what the flare is.
Okay, we're past the threshold. Start the flare. Keep pulling back slowly. Let the plane settle onto the runway. Don't push it down, but don't let it start climbing.
Alright, I got you.
Nice. Now apply the brakes to slow us down and
I don't know
bring
what
the
the-
plane to a stop.
I don't know what the brakes are. Oh, num. Alright. That was quite nerve-wracking. I might be doing
Good
that one
job.
again.
As they say, any landing you can walk away
Oh.
from is a good landing. But if you can use the plane the next day, it's outstanding. Landings can be hard.
Yeah,
even for
that
seasoned
certainly
pilots.
was.
Trust me,
Seemed to
don't hesitate
have
to
us off at a
practice.
funny angle.
After all, that's what we're here for, right?
Hmm. Whoa. Wow. That's I'm not quite sure about that one. Tempted to just do that one again. Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm gonna do that one again, and then we're gonna actually take control. Didn't seem to line this up correct. All right. Okay, so I know where the flaps are. I'm ready to go. Lovely.
My first instructor used to say the best part of flying is landing in one piece. The man was a terminal pessimist,
Yeah.
and he wasn't wrong.
So I don't know what the numbers are.
Today, you're in charge of bringing us in for a safe landing. We've got clearance for a straight-in approach, so we don't have to complete the standard traffic pattern. And I've already set us up in landing configuration at 65 knots with 10 degrees of flaps and idle power. We're on the glide slope now. Maintain speed around 65 knots. Change your pitch if you need to, and keep your aim point on the runway number. When you're targeting the runway number, you want to keep it steady in your sights.
I can't even see the
If
runway
it
number.
looks like the number's moving up in your windscreen, you're coming in low.
Oh, got you.
You'll need to add a bit more throttle to get back on the slope. If it looks like the number's moving down in your windscreen, well, then you're too high. You'll need to add flaps to
Got
increase your
yeah.
rate of descent.
So I think that's
but you'll
perfect
also
then.
need to push
I'm
forward
looking
and
at the
trim to
very
change your
start of that
attitude
thing and we're
and
not
maintain the
moving.
same speed.
Yeah. Oh, that's very cool. Extend flaps. Okay. That's adjusted it a little bit. Let's just turn a little bit. It's quite cool, isn't it? So yeah, so just coming in. Don't know if we just gonna maybe land a little early. Not want to panic or anything. I'm just
Keep your
gonna.
aim point on the runway threshold. When you're 10 feet above the runway, it's time to flare. Once we pass the threshold, shift your aim point to the end of the runway. Then, pull back slightly on the yoke to aim the nose just above it.
Okay, that's a bit better. So we're gonna have to turn in a little bit here.
Okay,
That's
we're
better.
past the threshold. Start the flare.
We're gonna lift up.
Keep pulling back slowly. Let the plane settle onto the runway.
Oh yeah.
Don't push it down, but don't let it start climbing. Nice.
Lovely.
Now apply the brakes to slow us down and bring the plane to a stop.
Oh, very cool. That's a lot better. So we're gonna stop us about here. Perfect. I like that landing.
As they say, any landing you can walk away from is a good landing.
So
But if you can use the
I
plan
corrected,
next day,
and I know what she means now about
landings can be hard,
looking at a
even for
point.
seasoned pilots.
I'm
Trust
talking.
me, don't hesitate to practice. After all, that's what we're here for, right?
So you look at the point at the start of the landing strip, the runway, and you make sure that that stays level and you're on the right glide path. Very cool. Oh, I like that. All right, I think I did well then. Oh yeah, I'm a pro. All right, so do we go on to the next one? I think I might end it here, and I might have a bit of a practice, especially because on the takeoff, I'm going to do the takeoff one again. It was diabolical. Yeah, because I couldn't even taxi. It's knowing the keys, isn't it? It's that sort of like sudden realization of what massive keyboard. I don't know what keys are. Yeah, I should maybe try my pedals. I keep saying this on my steering wheel controller and just see if I could use them for rudders. Because with the keys, it's just vicious. Vicious, I told you. Alright, so that's pretty cool. I've got nothing else to add. I probably enjoyed it. My heart just go do 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 do. It's real. It's real, ladies and gentlemen. It's real. It's exceptional. Well, I hope you enjoyed this. Episode 3, we'll be doing traffic patterning. I know in theory, it's basically doing a big box shape around the. I think that is, isn't it? Where you hold a pattern above an airstrip. So yeah, it'd be interesting. Yes, we will see. What else? Can't think of anything else. No. Well, I shall see you on episode 3. If you enjoyed this, please hit the like. I've really enjoyed this. Comments, I love your comments. And finally, if you haven't, please subscribe. And yeah, more to come. Enjoy and have a great day and stay safe.